Hey guys, it's your girl Shadow here, and as you know, the Avengers 4 teaser first trailer launched today. And of course, you know, guys know I have not been on here in a while, so I wanted to definitely apologize because I have not been putting really any YouTube videos up because I have been traveling a lot for work. But this is a big deal. This is the accumulation of a huge story. And the trailer dropped this morning, and I was getting ready for work, and I'm like, oh, snap. I watched it about 6 times before I left for work. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to rush it. I need to take some notes. I need to digest this trailer. And the trailer is about 2 minutes long, maybe about 2 minutes and a couple seconds long. And we find out that the title is called End Game. So a lot of people who were speculating that that was the title were correct. I know in some interviews, people are saying that the Russo brothers specifically said that Endgame was not the title. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they lied. I just think they weren't going to confirm or deny it because they wanted it to be part of the marketing and the surprise and the effect and the value. But Endgame was mentioned in Age of Ultron. Tony said the word Endgame in Age of Ultron, and then Doctor Strange came back and said we're in the end game now. So that is a full circle thing. So anyway, let's break down this trailer. I have some notes and everything, and I just want to talk to you guys about the trailer. I actually am okay with this trailer. It definitely wet our palate a little bit, got us back into the conversation. We're talking about Avengers now. It raised a lot of questions. And I'm going to break it down based on how the trailer goes. I'm going to break it down and I'm going to tell you guys the questions that I have. So, Avengers Endgame. My reaction to it was the tone of it, the music, the score that was going with it. I was into it. I was like, ooh, it seems dreary. It seems like they are defeated. It seems like this is going to be a character-based film. Like it's going to be grounded, and it's going to be more about the impact and the dramatic impact that they are defeated and they do not know what to do. So I think in this movie, I am expecting more of the acting chops to come out of these original Avengers. And they are left with the best as far as the actors that are left that we're going to see in the majority of the movie, to bring some depth and some character building, where we're going to see where they started to now where they at and how they are going to overcome this to where it is the end game. And if you guys don't know, end game is also kind of a monologue to the game of chess. It's where you sacrifice different pieces in order to defeat your opponent. And so Endgame has a lot of meaning. So if you think that this is a cheesy title, it's because you're probably not as emotionally or a bigger nerd than I am, and you're not as attached to what's going on. But these people at Marvel are very creative, and these people who are making these movies are really, really digging deep into my psyche and in my intellect, and of course I put all kinds of stuff together. So anyway, let's get started. So the trailer starts off with Tony. Of course, this cinematic universe started with Tony, so this works for me because you guys should know Tony is my favorite Marvel character in the comics, and he is also my favorite MCU character. And I love Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. But it starts with him in space. It starts with him just got his mask there. And I don't know what you got, but I got the feels because it gave me a kind of a callback to the first Iron Man, where Tony was in the cave and he didn't know what to do, and he had to use his brain. He had to figure some things out, and he built his first armor, the Mark I. And it kind of reminded me of that, but he's just left with that helmet. All he can think about is Pepper Potts. He sends a message to Pepper Potts. He talks about he's out of food, and he's been out of food and water for 4 days, and that he has one more day or a few hours left before he runs out of freaking air and oxygen. Question raised: where's Nebula? Another question raised is, will Tony actually die? And then his death then has to be avenged once they find out. I have a feeling he might actually die, guys. Like, he might actually pass away. I don't know. I have so many thoughts going on in my mind. But if he doesn't die, who is going to save him if Nebula left, or if Nebula can't get him back to Earth? You know, they only got one direction that they can go, and Nebula's like, hey, I'm going to save myself, bro. You on your own. I don't know you. Because let's remember, Nebula is not necessarily the bad guy in Infinity War, but she's pretty much about herself. She ain't really trying to be people's friends or really trying to be an Avenger. She's not an Avenger, and she wasn't a Guardian of the Galaxy. Let's remember that. She wasn't a Guardian of the Galaxy. Then it cuts to Thanos. Thanos hit me a little bit because, one, I noticed that Thanos was limping. I noticed that the gauntlet was kind of stuck on his arm, and he's kind of dragging. So Thanos is hurt. He's not at full power, but he's defeated. He's defeated the Avengers, and he's living life, by himself. Like, hey, I did what I wanted to do. And then you see his armor hanging up. And the Scarecrow. And if you guys, that's a mark back to the comics. That's why I love this universe, because they do give us great Easter eggs and some shots in some comic book montage as well. And the fact that will Thanos really be the main antagonist in this movie? Because Infinity War was about Thanos. I don't think this movie is about them defeating Thanos, and I think it's mainly about survival and getting their friends back and trying to piece back together the puzzle to make things better. So it might be some other things in here, you guys, and I don't think it's going to be all about Thanos because he is hurt. It'll be easy for them to defeat Thanos right now, but how do they get those people that we care about, those other characters we care about, back? Boom, there's a cut. They cut to the Avengers Facility. It looks empty. The Avengers Facility, and you can actually tell how it has progressed and got bigger, and it looks, really well maintained, but it's empty. Like, the whole Avengers Facility is empty, you guys. So I feel that emptiness and that. And it gave me chills that there's nobody at the Avengers Facility other than the surviving people, Avengers. Then it cuts to Bruce Banner. Okay, so Bruce, you can tell he has the scans and the images of all the people. And they use the word missing. And they have 3 shots up there. One up in the corner you guys don't quite see, but they have Scott Lang, they have Peter Parker, and then they have Shuri. And then it has in red letters or oranges red letters, it says missing. My theory is it's saying missing, you guys, instead of dead. It's saying missing because all those characters were not together. Remember, Peter Parker was up in space with Tony. The other Avengers that was on Earth, they didn't know nothing about Peter Parker being up there, so he's officially missing. And we got to remember, the people that witnessed Peter death was Iron Man, and he's the only one left, and Nebula. They're in space, so they're not communicating with the Avengers Facility to let them know that, yep, Peter was up here, he's gone. And then Scott wasn't with none of them either. He was in the quantum realm when the snap happened. So, of course, they didn't witness that he was decimated. So, of course, they don't know. Nobody was there to confirm that he also decimated. So they have missing. And then they have Shuri. Remember, Shuri wasn't down where everything was happening. And I think they took Shuri out. For one, that would be a whole nother character that they would have to explain. And instead of showing her getting decimated or her dusting at the end of Infinity War, they chose to just go ahead and say that she's missing. Because nobody probably witnessed her ash. Because everybody else, most of the people in Wakanda, and maybe everybody who was around her, was either dead from the Black Order attack, and nobody witnessed her dust, or everybody she was around dusted as well. So that's my theory on that. Bruce Banner they're just all talking and trying to figure out what the hell to do. Then it cuts to Thor. It looked like he's kind of in one of those little rooms just by himself trying to figure out. He lost everything. We got to remember that Thor in Infinity War was a major part coming from Ragnarok. He lost his home planet. He lost his brother. He lost his parents. He lost his best friend. He lost everybody. And I'm sure he looked defeated. But if y'all peep, did y'all peep his eyes? Like, he actually looked like his eyes don't match in this movie. I thought that was pretty interesting. But if you look in the trailer, his eye looked completely different. And but I think, that he's in the Avengers. I think he's sitting somewhere off in the Avengers facility in that shot. Nebula. There was a quick shot of Nebula. And she looked like she was on a ship. But the way that it's cut and it's edited, it looks like she's by herself. I think she is on the same ship as Tony. But I think the way that I know Tony, and I know this character very well, that he probably don't want to go back to Earth. And he probably is sacrificing himself because he feels like, I don't know what to do. And they probably had an option. They either go back to, where Nebula is from. And they probably only had one, only so much gas or so much fuel to get where they're going. And Earth was probably further away than where they're heading. And maybe Nebula is in danger for dying too. Or she bailed on him in pure Nebula fashion and said, hey, dude, you're on your own. I just got enough. I gotta keep it moving. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. So Nebula is in this trailer, but it's a quick shot. And unless you go scene for scene, frame for frame, it's hard to catch. But to me, it looks like she's letting Tony be by himself and sulk. And she like, damn, man, it's deep. What are we gonna do? So I still think it's a chance that Nebula and Tony will end up working together. If not, then there's a lot of theories going around that people think that Captain Marvel is going to probably run into Tony. To me, that seems a little too ballpark. I'm hoping it'll be a little bit more clever than that, because how would she know who Tony is unless Nick Fury told her who he was, and somehow that works. But I don't know. Who knows? I mean, at this point, I'm just not going to speculate too much because I just want to go in this just watching the movie. Then we get Hawkeye, who isn't Hawkeye anymore. He looks like the Ronin character, and his outfit looks dope, and he got the hood, and it's like leather or whatever, and he done dumped them damn bow and arrow, and now he got the damn swords, like samurai type swords, and he looked like he in Japan some damn where, and he done murked some people. And he don't give a fuck. He got that look back. Like, don't fuck with me right now because I ain't got nothing to lose. It's all about me and what the hell done happened to my family. Did his family decimate at the end of Infinity War? Like, what happened? And it's gonna be great to see Hawkeye just really come out of his shell and kick some ass. And I think that's what we're gonna see with him. And he ain't got that damn bow and arrow no more. He got blades now. That motherfucker took the blade and, like, yeah, even though we ain't see no blood, it was still dramatic. It still made me go, yes, Hawkeye. Get their ass, Hawkeye. Then we get Steve. Now, the meme of the trailer is definitely Steve Rogers crying. This motherfucker is perfect, even when he crying. His tear all perfect. Then you see his hair. He got that old Steve Rogers hair, and that shit look all perfect. And in the back, it look all perfect. And I was like, this motherfucker crying and still look perfect. He just a perfect motherfucker. You know, I'm just like, how he perfect and he crying and they lost. And he's still coming off perfect to me. It's really interesting. But anyway, he looks at the Peggy Carter, you know, picture. I'm like, oh, shit. You know, he got the Peggy Carter shit. So that's going to be interesting. Seeing him and Natasha together a lot. They in a relationship? Y'all think they fucking? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Natasha and Steve are together a lot in these two movies. I think the Russos are trying to tell us something. They in a relationship or something. And, you know, Bruce probably like, I don't give a shit. It's been years. I got Hulk, and I'm in a relationship with Hulk and shit. She can't be my girl. And I think they're just really just gonna go through a lot of trying to figure out how to figure out where all these missing Avengers are at. Then, okay, so the best part of the trailer to me is when Scott show up at the end. And Scott is like oblivious and he all quirky in himself and he ain't sad because he don't know what the fuck is going on. He don't know what to happen. He was stuck in the quantum realm and he just oblivious to the fact that he just showed up to the Avengers thing to try to figure out what the hell is going on because he don't know. He probably think Hank Pym and them abandoned him and the Wasp them abandoned him. He don't know nothing about the snap because he was in the quantum realm. He don't know. So he done got out some kind of way, which is interesting. That's one of the questions that I have. How the fuck did Scott get out of this quantum realm and show up at the Avengers facility? And he like, hey, let me in. Remember me? AntMan, I was big. And he probably can see Steve them or whatever. And he was like, hey, remember me a few years ago in Germany? And, you know, I was big and I was small, you know. And that cracked me up because I know a lot of people want these movies to be super serious. I like a balance of a little bit of something. It could be hardcore depth and serious and to bust out and laugh here and there. I'm okay with that. So that's what that trailer gave me. It gave me that serious tone. It gave me that heartache. And then when Scott shows up, it gave me a giggle. Like, this motherfucker don't even know what's going on. And I have a feeling he has a big role in this movie. And y'all gonna stop treating Ant-Man like he's a little punk bitch. Ant-Man is a great character. He is a great character in this MCU. And y'all gonna have to stop sleeping on him. So I thought that was good. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in knowing how the hell he get out of the quantum realm. All right, and also on that, when they're looking at it and you see Scott show up, did y'all notice how Steve and Natasha is like really shocked? Well, one, he's supposed to be missing. Two, there he said, is this old footage? Well, I froze on that part and I saw that it says archive, like an old recording. So how the hell is an old recording saying, hey, remember me? And it, like, I'm really curious about that. So peep that in the trailer when you guys look at it. It says archive. It don't say live or recording like it was happening right then and there. It said archive as if it was an old recording. Y'all think Scott sent a recording of himself to them in the past from the future? I mean, it's something crazy going on in this movie, you guys, and we have no fucking idea what we about to get. All right. So the last thing, I just want to kind of wrap this up. I knew it was going to be a little long. 20 minutes went kind of fast. But anyway, we did not see Captain Marvel in this trailer. I am great. I hope we do not see her at all until we get her movie. That's just how I feel about it. I hope they keep her on the low. We did not see Rocket and Raccoon, and I don't think we needed to. We know he's out there, and we know he survived the snap. Plus, he is a CGI character, so it only makes sense that he's not going to be in this first trailer. And then we did not see Rhodey either, and he survived the snap, so it's going to be interesting to see how he's holding up in this whole thing. So, anyway, share your thoughts and your comments. Tell me, guys, what you think about this. Do you think some of my theories are accurate? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? How did you feel about the trailer? How did you feel about the trailer overall? And post your comments. Like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to start posting a little bit more now that we're going to start getting into some great, movies coming up. And I'll probably be posting. I'm going to be going seeing Aquaman next week. So I will share my thoughts and everything with the Aquaman movie. All right. It's your girl Shadow. And holler at me, you guys. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.